full apocalypse. As always, you will have until the eclipse begins. So good luck, and we hope to see you again tomorrow.
Everything powers down around you. You look out the window and see a dark shape moving in front of the sun. Loud sirens sound in the distance, joined in cacophony by rolling thunder and the sound of strong gusts. The very foundation of your apartment shakes. Rushing among the crowd of your fellow neighbors, you push your way through to escape. You make it out just in time, hearing a terrifying crash. The apartment building cracks open, a long, jagged split running from the base to the rooftop. The sides fall apart, and the debris floats into the sky. Above, it begins to ripple as the blocks fall upwards, like waves in a suddenly disturbed pond, as they disappear. Shadowy figures with immensely large wings swoop in from above, grabbing people by their shoulders and flying off with their victims. You're still able to hear their screams echo in the distance as they fade behind the clouds. A man in a spotless white uniform drops off a container of milk where the apartment's door used to be. Milk has never been delivered at your apartment. Before you even have a moment to catch your breath, one of the shadow creatures starts towards you, dropping into a dive. You bolt to the park across the way. For safety. The park is nice and green. There are no harsh winds, and it is warm. There is nothing to generate light, yet it is well lit.
There you are, right on time.
Cedra doesn't look to you when he greets you. Instead, he continues pulling food out of a picnic basket, and Alex pets the spot next to her on the maroon blanket. You ask what they are doing there.
You don't remember? It's our leap year tradition. We do this, twice a year.
You don't remember.
Of course not.
Right, you hit your head on that rock last spring when you dove into the shallow bit of that stream.
Sure.
Alex puts a CD into the player next to her, and Cedro hands you a sandwich from the picnic basket. Alex bites into hers with gusto.
Heads up.
The shadowy creature squeezes at you, barreling down towards you and your friends. Cedro pulls an assault rifle out of the picnic basket, and with a sharp barrage of sound, Cedro shoots the shadow out of the sky with perfect accuracy. It disappears into a wisp of smoke when it hits the ground. He reloads the weapon quickly and with ease.
You didn't know I could shoot. If you could remember, you'd know the things I can do.
Man, you're missing out on some great memories. Sidro, remember last leap year? Those flying piranhas were really something, huh?
Great help you were with those.
You had the whole thing under control. Besides, I was focusing on the piñata. We stuffed that thing full of spiders. It was great. It's a shame you can't remember any of it.
You always play catch-up. Can I play something of my own?
My CD player? My CDs.
I knew you would say that.
You sit with Alex, watching the day unfold. Lightning shoots down from the sky, setting fire to cars and street lamps with purple flames. Down the street, you see a pack of cashiers working to bring down a giant pill bug that's twice their size. Up the way, everyone is looting each other. No house or store is safe. Cedro reloads his gun once more, still fending off the area from predatory shadows. You ask why this happens every leap year.
Are you seriously asking that? That's kind of obvious.
It isn't obvious.
I don't really feel like explaining it. It's like natural phenomenon stuff, you know? Sun, moon, earth, star alignment. Cedro, you explain.
I'm a little busy right now.
Fine, we'll just have to explain to you another day.
As you listen to Alex's singing and keep an eye on the ever-growing chaos, the day simply goes on. The sound of bullets and screeching monstrosities lull you to sleep as the night starts to set. You occasionally stir with frightening noises in your sleep.
I don't know these words. Woo! 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 Hey, wake up! It's midnight!
Rubbing your eyes as you sit up, you see Cedro, with sleeves rolled up, holding a spear that appears to be made from a walking stick and a steak knife duct-taped together. The shadows flying overhead disappear into wisps of black smoke, and you can see the missing half of your apartment building floating down from the sky. It reassembles itself, each piece slotting neatly against each other until the apartment is whole again, looking exactly as it did before the damage. The streets are quiet and clear of all other violent creatures. The few people outside wandering the streets begin to make their way back home, each step filled with exhaustion.
Another leap year come and gone. Can't wait to do it again next year.
Not What She Seems was written by Savannah Hernandez and Natalie Kim, and produced by Geometric Mistakes. The narrator is voiced by Natalie Kim. The radio host and little sister is voiced by Savannah Hernandez. Alex is voiced by Music Master, and Cedro is voiced by Jimmy Good. Thank you for listening. If you like what we do, please support us on Patreon.